as well just start. It's not going to be a very, I don't know, maybe it's gonna be an interesting stream, but in my past review of... Ooh! I did that twice already, I forgot to turn on my audio. So hello, hello, this time I was a little bit quicker. So yeah, in my last review, we were talking about this duck, and the biggest problem of it, well, it's not a problem, the inconvenience, is this tail. Now I really wish that was detachable, and since I already modded my laptop, you're probably gonna know, you know what's gonna happen, right? I'm going to add the USB Type-C to this, or at least try to add the USB Type-C to this. Hopefully I'll succeed, and that means I'll be able to unplug it and plug it back again. Now the idea is that probably gonna add it at the back, although it did in my mind to maybe consider adding it at the bottom, because I know it's might not be logical to you, but at some point that's gonna end up on my desk, and my desk gonna have custom things in it. So having like a dock that docks to the desk would be an option, but I think I'm just going to go with a mounted at the back. So yeah, without further ado, let's start playing with it. So welcome anyone that is going to join me, and yeah, I'll be looking at the chat from time to time, but for now I'm just going to focus on opening this. So if there are any screws, they're going to be hidden underneath this rubbery pad. So I'm just going to gently lift it with my knife. It's just using a tape to be adhered to the bottle. It's actually quite deep. You need to be extra careful so I don't hurt myself and I don't cut the pad, because I want to inflict as little damage as possible onto the pad. So yeah, there is a oh, I've got stream element. I forgot. I'm supposed to be looking into this. I've got my what is it called? Windows installed, and a lot of settings went through the window. So yeah, it's actually well built in. Let me try from. I know, I'm gonna take a blunt tool instead. That's more fun. Okay. This way. I'm not going to damage anything. I'm not going to cut myself either. Okay, I'm in. Very gentle to lift it, so it won't break the pad. Okay, the pad is lifting. It's quite sticky, which is good, because I'll be able to repurpose this without gluing anything. I can use this glue later. I can't just make anything else stick. Oops. Yeah, it's definitely sticky. Alright, so there are 4 screws. So magic screwdriver, he has 1 to 1. And this is Philip's pad, so let's go Philip's pad. And we're gonna get inside. In a second, we'll go through the pinout of the USB Type-C. And I'll explain my plan. Because I already had a pick here, and this is just a standard USB Type 2.0, so there's no extra pins. So I'm expecting 4 cables, which is going to be quite easy job. That is the plan. And why am I doing this? Why not? Well, mostly because I want to have the ability to just take the dog with me and use any charger I want, and I carry with me USB Type-C charger. And I just don't want to keep changing and adapting and everything. I know I could use the battery, but I like having a dock instead, so that's the pure reason. Plus modding things relaxes me and I like it. It's fun. So yeah. One was blue, and we're gonna set up. We're gonna take a quick peek inside and see what's inside. Oh, I know what I get. Actually, I might not have a. No. Hello? Yeah, I can see. No, I'm not 100% sure about this audio right now. Because it's not connected. It's the second time. Yeah, now it's gonna be nice. It's the second time I did this. So I've been using a different microphone, that's why it was so quiet. Damn it! So how many minutes of that? Let's have a look. 5 minutes. 5 minutes of bad audio. I do apologize for that. But anyway, so just in case you couldn't be bothered with trying to hear anything, this is the dock. I reviewed it early and it's gonna have a USB Type-C by the time we finish this stream. At least that is the plan. So yeah, I've got the screws out and let's keep on opening. Let's keep on praying on it. I reckon it's here because I can't see any other seams, so let's be gentle with it and try to open it without causing too much damage. All screws are out. I'm still has a little bit of resistance. Don't know why, but I don't want to damage it. So the point of modding is to have it intact, right? Okay, so it has plastic latches. That's all it is. Oh, look at this. This is really nicely exposed. That's going to be easy to do. So this cable in here, we have so much space to work and everything is soldered in here. And as I said, we're going to have, well, we have 5 cables in here. So we have a D plus, D minus, voltage plus. This is shielding. We'll have to probe this in a second to make sure we are correct. But we can also run our own cable in here. So I'm not 100% sure how we're gonna. Probably just gonna reuse this cable because it's already mapped out. So all we have to do is just probe these cables, see which pins are attached to, and then replicate this. It's gonna be lovely. Yeah, cool. Okay, so it's nice to see this. Let's get a multimeter. Multimeters here, so we can start probing. I'm gonna go to continuity mode, and we'll start doing this properly. So first, I'm just going to figure out which one is which. So 2 outside ones going to be plus and minus. Can I get inside? It's a bit difficult. Come on. This is difficult to do without a. So let's maybe use the third hand. Can I hold it with something? Come on. That's going to be useful for holding stuff, so don't get in the way. I recently broke this, unfortunately, so I need to print out the new piece on here. Come on, I just want you to hold this for a couple of moments. Maybe like this, I could know what I'm touching. And now we can test the cable. Helps when I have continuity mode selected. Yeah, that's going to be black one. Yeah, and now inside I see 2 cables. So do we have a shielding connected? No. So there's the third cable. I'm really it's like in the middle. So blue, green and blue it's gonna be, or white, the main ones. White, so it's green and white. So what is blue? I need to figure out what is the blue cable. And there is
There is like a middle pin inside. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but there is like a middle pin. Let's have a look. Can I zoom in on this? So there are 4 pins in here, but in between the middle ones there is another pin I can see in there, and I expect that to be white cable. I won't be able to reach it with my probe, but that's what I expect. Okay, so let's go onto the computer in here, and let's take a look at the pinout that we need. So I know this supports quick charge, so let's do USB-A quick charge 3.0 pinout and see what cables do we have in here. Okay, so yeah, alright. So we have one more in the middle in here, and I'm trying to figure out what is that, so I could know where I can connect it in a USB Type-C. Let's have a look at this picture. Because USB 3.0, it would have a 9, right? Let's have a look. USB-A 3.0 pinout. That's exactly the same one. Yeah, so we have, it has a connectivity like this, so we have so many more than on USB 2.0. So this is not it. Maybe quick charge 3.0 pinout. Let's go back to that. So yeah, all we have is just these. So I'm not sure what is the 5th pin for. I'm trying to figure out. They're all in. There is in here which shows something is called ID. What else do we have in here? This is a USB 3.0, so that's not good. Now, unlike my laptop case, what I'm going to do, because in laptop I've used USB decoy, so USB Type-C decoy, which would provide me with 20 volts. This is not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use one of these. This is just a standard. Can I focus this? Let's have a look. Come on. So this is just a standard USB connector. I have to wire it manually, and obviously I have 5 different cables, and I know that I know mappings of 4 of them. I'm not 100% sure about the 5th one. So something tells me it could be a Sense ID, which is just grounded according to this, but I wasn't. Let's have a look. So if it's grounded, I should still get maybe able to test it with the multimeter. Let's have a look. Maybe that's the case, right? Okay. So let's try to. Although there is this middle pin, so I don't think that's going to be the case. So that's the ground, and no, the white isn't connected. The blue, sorry, isn't connected to it. Okay. It definitely goes somewhere. I don't know what it does, and that worries me, because if I don't know what it does, I would end up destroying it, and obviously I don't want to end up destroying it. Can I just pull that out? I should be able to pull that out and desolder it and put a new cable in. That way, if something goes bad, I can just Plus, I have 1, 2, 3. I have all the pins in here. There's 5 pins in here, obviously, and that's not good if you don't know how to map them. Let's see if we have an ID pin on this one. So I'm not going to bed. Hello, Colin. You alright? Yeah, it's a bit late, but I'm still staying up a little bit, so hopefully you're gonna get this modded. Let's have a look about that USB Type-C, and let's see if I can find it. So use USB Type-C pin out. So what we have in here: ground, direction, plus the plus, nothing that looks like it. Okay, so maybe USB Type A, 5 pin. Let's see what that says. So it's called IO in here. What else we can find out? 5 pin out. So it kind of looks like this one, right? We have 5 pins in here. What we have in here? Okay. ID. Okay, so let's Google now. ID pin USB Type-C, and see what we can find out. There is no ID pin as that's only implemented on plugs. In USB Type-C, the CC pins handle this, and pulling them to ground with a 5K resistor would initiate OTG host mode on the other side of the link. Okay, so we kind of have information about the ID pen, and we should be pulling it with a 5K resistor. Okay, let's try a bit more information. Okay. Ground, CC, and okay, so these are channel configuration pins, they called, but that's on the CC only. How about USB to okay. Okay, certificate invalid. Update your certificate, you person. Okay. Because something tells me if I'm not going to use this, right, I'm gonna get only just a standard charging from USB. Now, if I'm going to use this, then I should get like this high current mode, and this is something I really want to enable, so that's why. Okay, let's see. Why I mean USB high speed, normal cable. Okay, let's see. This is to support USB on the go specification. Traditionally, with the device USB port can be only a host, such as all peripheral from flashlight. The host device always provides power. However, it is useful that the device is responsible to play a dual role. Okay, so this is a 5th pin, 80 pin, so that's for the host. On the host side, the OTG cable has the ID pin grounded, which indicates the smartphone connected to it talks to the host power peripheral. Okay, but that doesn't explain why I have it on here, because this is dumb. It doesn't have any logic to it, so it just receives the power, right? And I'm charging this. Alright, so I have an idea. Let's find out what happens when I plug that in, right? So I have one of these. Hello! Make sure you don't blow it up. Thank you. I'll try not to blow it up. So I have one of these, right? It matters what kind of voltages I have and stuff like that. So I'll be very quickly able to tell you what I'm dealing with. Do I have a charger I can use in here? Let's make some space. I don't need this anymore, at least for now. And I'm going to draw some power and see what voltages I get in here. Then I'm going to use the dummy cable to connect it and see if I'm going to be hindered without that ground pin. And if I'm not going to be hindered, then I'm going to do with a 4-cable connection. And if I'm going to be hindered, then I'll keep on Googling. That's the plan. That's a good plan. I like this plan. But in order to do so, what I need to do, I need to find myself a charger. This one has a quick charge 3.0. So let me just. I'm actually recording this on my gimbal, and I just dropped the gimbal. So let me reposition this. Excellent. So I'm dragging my charger here, or let's just disconnect these cables, because otherwise I'll get all matter of problems in here. So if I'm going to connect this to quick charge 3.0, there's nothing going on right now. It's got 5 volts, but nothing is being drawn. So if I'm going to plug this in, we are pulling. Ooh, there was a 12 volt. So this is quick charge 3 compatible charging, right? So because I've seen that 12 volts per second, it was establishing this. So this is 9 volts already. This is quick charge protocol, as you see it. Okay, can I flip the screen? I remember there was a button to flip the screen. No? Never mind. So anyway, yeah, okay. So it says unknown mode unknown right now, but I know it's a quick charge 3 because yeah, that will be it. So if I'm gonna put my phone on charging, we'll see what's gonna happen in here. So it just pulls right now to 12 volts, and that's why it's so bloody fast when you charge this with a phone and a battery, because it can deliver this to your phone and to the battery itself. So I want to retain this. Let's grab a dummy cable and do this with the dummy cable. So what I need is a 4-pin USB cable. I don't have it, but I'm gonna sacrifice one because I have plenty of them anyway. So let's get ourselves a 4-pin USB cable. I'll get one of those short ones, I guess. I'm risking they're gonna be there's no good cable when I need it, guys. There's no good cable when I need it. I can't do this one, maybe this one. But that looks like it's only have 4. 2 pins inside. This is definitely, but this is long one, so I want to keep it. That's USB Type C. That's USB Type C. Okay, and I'm gonna get one of those short ones and hope for the best. So one of them must be data cable, right? And this is flat one's gonna be too difficult. Just need a regular cable. This is USB Type C on. Oh, like can't find a cable when you need one, honestly. Okay, this looks like. Oh, this micro USB. It's not too. It's ideal donor. So that's gonna be a donor device. Let me grab something to cut it, and. If everything goes well, then we're gonna have 4 different strands in here, right? I don't have anything to verify, so I'm just going to cut it kind of like here. And I'm not mistaken, there are 4 strands in here, guys. We're in business. So let's strip this cable. Let's strip it somewhere here, maybe. And we have a cable. So I'm just going to prepare it for soldering. And now I'm just gonna stop charging, unplug this, and we're gonna just quickly solder it in here and see what happens, and if I still can negotiate this with this cable, right? The color coding is the same, so it's going to be quite easy job. So let's do that. Let me grab my soldering iron and my cable soldering. I need to use USB Type 3.0 here. And this is how you make a mess on your desk, ladies and gentlemen. Do I have my soldering irons here? Great. Okay, fine tip's gonna be fine. And let's get going. So a couple of quick taps. Gonna thin the wires a little bit to make my job a little bit easier. Okay, now we can start. I might need tweezers for that because the cable is quite flexible. That's great. Now green. I'm gonna trust that the colors are correct. Call me a fool, but I'm gonna trust it. I mean, you would have to be insane not to use the color coding if you have the colors, right? Now white. Yep, and lastly black, and we're ready for testing. Oh, come on, black. Black does not want to be soldered. Just gonna get a little bit more solder on it on the side. Come on. Alright, that should do it. Okay, it's not perfect, but it'll do. That will do. So be careful not to burn myself right now, as I did in the past. And let's give it a go. So, just like before, we're going to use my USB voltmeter, plug it to quick charge 3.0 and see what it's going to say. So 5 volts, no surprises there. I'm not happy. The black cable is quite loose. It's stranded badly, so I'm just going to redo this. Don't want to kill anything. Bad job, rush job. It's equal bad job, guys. Right, let's do it again, really quick. There's a couple of strands in here, and I'm not happy about it. Where's the solder? I had it somewhere. This black is being really stubborn. I'm just gonna whack more solder on it, and it's gonna be happy. Ah, there you have it. Happy, put it on the side. Make sure it doesn't roll. Check the cables. I'm happy with the cables. Now we can test it. So, like this. I should have 5 volts. Excellent. And now let's test it. So, I'm gonna put my battery on. Should have 9 volts. I have a 5. Oh no, there was a 12, and I'm negotiated to 9. Now I should be able to negotiate it to 12 volts as well. Okay, I don't need it. That was simple. Right, cool. Sorted. So we know we can now move on and add the USB type C. So now I will reuse this cable, I guess, because I'm not going to need this cable anyway. So what I'm going to desolder it, reuse the cable in here, cut it somewhere here, strip it, and solder to this little pin in here. So I just need to make sure, if I remember correctly, this was already, you notice that here has less pins because the pins are doubled, so I only need to direct them at one end, and that's it. So they are reversible. Now I don't have any cool ways of connecting it, so what I'm going to do, when I remove this cable, I'm going to kind of jam it in here, use a little bit of epoxy, and it's not going to be screwed into anything, and yeah, this is, I'm just gonna be kind of the epoxied inside. So that's the plan. I'm happy with the plan. Are you happy with the plan? I hope you are. So let's do this. We're gonna go all in, and we're gonna do something terrible, which is where are we gonna cut it? We're gonna cut it somewhere here, I guess. Or should we cut it? Yeah, like, let's cut it here. If anything, we can always pull it from there. So yeah. Ah, no more cable. See, it doesn't have any tail anymore. Let's get rid of this cable now. So back to my soldering tools. I'm so excited. I'm getting an upgrade to this. I'm getting a TS80P, which is going to be using USB Type-C PD. So it's slightly faster. And yeah, even though I don't need it, I wanted to have it because I have more USB Type-C PD charging stuff than quick charge. And I thought, oh, like, why not? Why not? So let's quickly remove the cable without this. I've spoken too soon. Okay, I've desoldered one. I need to resolder it. Well, that's gonna be a quick job. Ah, done. Right, everything else is in place. Cool. So no more soldering for now. Now what we have to do is figure out how to remove this cable, and that goes probably this way. Yes, it is. So let's ease it out. Now if I'm careful, I'm gonna use a knife around it. If I'm careful, I should be able to strip this without breaking a cable. So I'm gonna be very gentle. And then we're gonna enlarge this and epoxy it. That's the plan. So let's do this. If you make a scratch and bend the cable, it's actually quite easy to separate it, and you're risking breaking cables less than you would otherwise. Just be slow with it, because you have all the time and you don't want to break the cables inside. Just keep bending in different directions and let the bend do the rest, and only shallow cuts until you see breaking, and then you should be able just to pull it out safely like this. Ta-da! So now I can remove the cable, and obviously before we're gonna start I think we're gonna start drilling first. I have to mark it. I have to increase this slightly, and then we'll have to cover the holes a little bit. So probably gonna then we're gonna solder this, and then we're gonna epoxy it and let it settle. So I'm gonna get a Dremel out and enlarge this to be kind of in line. Before I'm going to start dremeling, I'm going to kind of put it in the middle, so make sure I can fit that through. Yep. So it's gonna be in the middle, and I'm going to scar both ends so I would know how far I need to go in both directions. I'm just going to make small scars, tiny scars, so I would know. I want this to be as tight as possible. Alright, let's get Dremel. It's gonna be some noise, guys, so you might want to turn the volume down a little bit now, because this thing is loud and powerful, but mostly loud. Okay, it's not that powerful, but it's loud. I have a more powerful version of it in a garage, but we're not going to go to the garage, we're going to do it here, because why not? Right, there is a box I need to take, which has all the bits. It's getting crowded in here, so let's kind of prepare our surface a little bit more. Knife, maybe it's not going to be needed. So what works well for this is one of those scooping things. This one. This one's gonna be great for this. So it's like this. It looks like a mace. Can I focus it? Come on. Like this. It's like a mace. That's gonna be easy. So that's the correct one. I only need to do it a little bit, so it's going to be a quick job. So as you can see, I've scarred this slightly, so I only have to extend it here a tiny little bit. So let's do that. Move this closer so I could have all the slack I need. It is not working. Why it is not working? Uh-oh. Okay, maybe it's just my extension went weird. Let's try without extension. I know the extension's working. The second one, bloody hell, that wasn't the plan. Okay, never mind. Okay, it is working. I'm happy. Right, so let's do some loud tremoling. Okay. Better to remove too little than too much. So let's give it a whirl. Should be able to slot it from the top. Almost. A little bit more. Okay, in like thin. So then a little bit of epoxy and it's going to be in place. So then I'm going to mask up. I have some wood filler which I'm going to use, and then I'm going to cover it up with some paint or something. Just checking if I can fit that in. It looks like the edges, these edges need to be trimmed a little bit, so I'm just going to do that as well. Edges are smaller, should fit in. Okay, yeah, that's definitely inside. Now a little bit of alignment, so I need to lower some things that stick out. I need to shape them down. Alright, I promise that's going to be almost over. Ah, there you have it. Obviously I'm not going to make it stick out as much, but yeah, it's mostly horizontal and fits well, and we have enough cable to play with it. It's all good. Alright, so Dremel's done for now. I don't think we're gonna need to use the Dremel anymore, because this one fits, so we can just pack it up. And we're gonna recover some working space as well. I'm just gonna put it on the floor. I'm gonna clean up later. And an extension on the side. Let's do this. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to clean up in here too, because it's all in this plastic dust. That's better. Right, we can carry on. Where's our device? Here. We can start to map this out. Obviously, I have all the markings written in here, so all I have to do is just read them and solder it accordingly. It's only 4 wires really, so that's what I'm going to do. Now the question is, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, the ground is definitely on the other side, so that's not a big concern. Voltage, I don't remember if the voltage is on both sides. It might be the case where I need to wind this one around. Let's take a look online and see, because I still have a listing on the AliExpress that showed me how to use these. So let me just go to AliExpress. Let me just quickly sign in. and I'll show you once I find it. Okay. So these ones I got, they were like only 100, sorry, $1.37, so very inexpensive. And those are the connectors. Actually, it doesn't tell you here. I've got a slightly different ones, as you can see on the pictures. That's the male ones. Oh, that's the one I needed. So, so these are the markings. So I think I'll have to. Can I like? Let's take a picture of this. Save as. Good, and let's take a look at not here, USB Type-C pinout. Alright, let's take a look at the image. And this one, it's big enough so we could read it. So yeah, we have to link them, so it would be reversible. We'll have to link both those parts in here. So let's go to the one of the websites. Wikipedia is good a website. So you can see in here B7, B6. Where's my picture? So B7, B6 are connectors, and they also connected at A6, A7. So A6 and A7, I have to join them together. So I'll need to splice the cables into two and connect them on both sides. And then power, which is ground is B1 and A12, so ground in here and ground parts in here, so they are connected, that's fine, I don't have to worry about it, I can do it from one side. And the voltage, which is A4, it's V bus, if I go right, yeah, bus power. So V bus, so that's on A4 and B9. So A4 VCC in here, and B9, which isn't listed here, so only those two I need to reverse. So the voltage and the ground are on one side and they mirrored, so they both with the parts are connected, and only the A6, A7, A B6, B7 I need to mirror. So that's the plan. All right. Let's go on it. Strip these cables. I want to cut them short, or can I just wind them? Yeah, I can wind them, that's fine. So I just need to strip them a little bit. Let's me get my tool. Oh, come on. Doesn't want to grip them. It's quite stiff cable actually. I don't have the nails. I cannot do it. Let's do it with a knife. Oh god, this is hard to do. It's quite strong cable, this, which is nice. It's a good quality cable. I like it. same. So this is for the power delivery. It's actually quite thick. The other 3 aren't. Like honestly, this is difficult to do. And that's why my tool doesn't work very well. Okay, got it. Right. No need to pretin it, that's for sure. Alright, and this one's going to be quite easy. So I don't need blue, so I can cut blue short, so it doesn't bother me. And there is no risk of shorting. So let's do that. And now we have a green and white. So can I do it with this tool? We'll see. Should be enough cable to grab it. Oh, come on. Yeah. Barely, but I managed. So let's do it with this one. And done. Okay, so we got myself all cables. And let's so this is V, this is ground. Let's double check that the ground is mirrored since it's on both sides. So ground is here and here, but I think because it's on both sides on the same side, it should be mirrored. I will take advantage of my stand once more. It's going to be useful for stuff. So ooh, ground doesn't seem to be. Oh no, it is. It's from the other side. That's fine. So ground is confirmed. Good. Easy. Now let's do some more soldering. Get our cable, get my soldering kit, and so we can solder the red and black. Which are we going to do? It's going to be in this patch here. It's my solder iron. It's here. And we're going to tin the other parts. So A7 and A6. Keep checking your chat, guys, so if you want to say anything, just say it. Okay. And we're going to do B6 and B7 on the other side. B6. They're kind of hard to tell which one is it. So ground B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B8, B10, B2, B3, B5, B6 is this one, B7 is this one. So let's double check it by shorting them. Continuity tool. Okay, I won't be able to check it like this. So ground, can I have a look at the picture again? Yeah, okay, you can't see the picture, but I can see the picture, so it's fine. I've marked out correct ones, so that's fine. Right, cool. So we need a small wire to bridge them. I think once we're gonna have them on one side, then we're gonna wind them around, splice it together and do it that way. Do I have a flexible wire enough to do it? This is kind of neat, I guess. Can I have a different color? Two colors I have here. Okay, so I'm just gonna use orange and yellow in here. So I only need like that much. And I'm only making it longer because it's gonna be easier to work with, and I have a space to do it. So let's. Okay, so maybe let's start with these, and then we're gonna connect them together. Soldering. Gonna tint them first, solder them, and then we're gonna join them together and solder them again. So let's do that. Maybe slightly longer than I need, so I'm just going to tint them and then cut them to size. Okay. Second one the same. This one won't need it cutting. It's nice and short. All right. So to clean this up a little bit, because I have a bit of stuff left on. It's gonna be easier if I'm just gonna clean my soldering iron properly, and then I can just solder it. So this is important. You do not want to make a shorts in here. Okay, one. And it's supposed to shorten this one, so let's do that real quick. And for this, the nail clipper is the best. Nice, keep it nice and short and neat. And obviously I shorted it. Should have done that in other order. Okay. Now I like it. Okay. All right, so we have this. Now we can flip it over and do the voltage and ground. So let's tin these. A thick cable so they can drink quite a bit of solder there. So here is the ground. Nice. And it's time to put positive. Let's actually I should tin all of them maybe. So let's do that. Yeah. Okay, it's a little bit longer than I need, so I need to cut it shorter. That'll do. And I'm gonna need the tweezers sooner or later, so let's get the tweezers and let's make it happen. Well, this cable is quite stiff, so it's gonna dance around it now, which isn't ideal, but I can make it. Excellent, nice, clean job, quick, like it. I like why I did that. So now we have two cables which need to be soldered here. We need to check the order, and they need to be joined with these cables here to make a loop and make this plug reversible. But first we should check the orientation. D plus and D minus, the colors. USB A pin out. Okay, so colors. So D minus is white, and right. So in here you can see this. We have D minus is white, and D minus in here is A7 or B7. So white to 7. First one is 6, so green to 6, and we're gonna do green first. So let's put a little bit of solder on it. And a little bit on white cable. Okay, so what's the easiest way now? Let's see what cables, what colors I've used here. So 6 is yellow and 6 is green, so they go together like this. Okay. Maybe I should loop them like this and make a nick and solder at the bottom in here. Maybe it's going to be easier. Because trying to solder them in here right now, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. There isn't much space. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Let's try this. So if I'm going to bend this like that, I would have to cut it somewhere here. And then the same with the orange. I cut it somewhere here and then just do it somewhere along here. Or solder them two at the same time. Okay, let's try to solder them two at the same time, see if I can succeed at first with this, although there is not much place. I should solder this one first because it's thicker, and then solder the other one on top. Let's try that. I need to shorten it, that's for sure, because it's too long. Okay, so let's do it for both cables, and I need to shorten that one as well. Like that. And just tap it. So now green and white. So green is in 6, which is going to be just tapped on top. So I'm just going to add a little bit of solder to it. So when I touch it, it won't melt everything, it'll just melt top layer of solder, and hopefully it's not going to detach itself. So let's try that. Okay, that worked. Okay, worked actually well. Now white could use a little bit more as well. And we'll do the same with white. And let's hope I'm not going to short anything. Alright, that's actually worked. So let's inspect the cables now. So I don't see any shorts. There's a couple of sharp bits that I'm gonna just trim. Okay, that worked. There's a magnet in here as well at the bottom. So, oh, forgot to. So yeah, that actually worked quite well. So this is the bottom one with single, and the loops go in here. So now it's reversible. Not my final skill. There's a little bit too much sticking out, so just going to trim this as well. But it holds. So let's see if there are any well, what should we call it, if I'd shortened anything. No, no shorts. Great. All right, we are able to test this now. So let's get this is USB Type-C connected to a correct thing. So let's make some space in here again. Let's plug in our tool. Plug in our cable. And now I'll then connect this. Okay, 5 volts, that's great. Now when I put this, it should start charging. Yay, 9 volts, excellent. And now when I put, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where did I put my phone? I swear I had it somewhere here. What did I do to my phone? I mean, I had it a second ago, just here, and there it is. So now, when I put it here, I should have an extra charging thing, right? It's charging, 11 volts. Yay! Okay, so we verified this is charging. We can build this back. For this, we're gonna need some Gorilla Glue epoxy. And some stick to use it. This will do. And some paper. Do I have some... Okay. Come on. Hello, Agara. I have some new stuff from Agara, so I'll be talking about this. But for now, let's get a tiny little bit of epoxy out. Okay, that'll be more than enough. Let's mix up. I have to make sure that the epoxy doesn't go inside the USB Type-C. Otherwise, it's going to be not much purpose of it, isn't it? Okay, so first a bit of testing. So the cable goes here. I'm going to give it a little bit more slack and then gently bend it over. So it would go here. I need to also make some space for my loops. So the loops, I'm just going to grab them and bend them to the side. Yeah, they all attached. No damage now. Now that goes inside here. Like so. And this is how much cable we have to manage. So I'm just going to probably pull this cable here this way, because I have more than I need. Where the stiffness of this cable kind of works against me. And I want this to be like that, so I'm gonna pour epoxy from the inside, kind of just slot it there, make sure it doesn't overflow. In here I have to be really careful. Just gonna put the epoxy on top and kind of let it go inside. Okay. Now I just need to push that in. Alright. And wipe the excess while it's wet. Maybe a bit more from inside, just to make sure this sits where it's supposed. Gravity will do the rest for sure. And I'll do a little bit on the cables here, so they stay in place. Okay, I'm happy. So now I'm gonna fill the gaps later, so it's not going to go as look as bad, but I can just assemble it back. So let's put the cover. Probably need to Dremel this out as well, or cut that out. It's just a piece of plastic, so I can just do this. I need to find a tool. Where was my nail cutter? Yeah. Cut it a little bit closer. That should be sufficient. So now when I assemble this, hopefully it will nicely click everywhere. And yes, it did. I can screw everything in. I can get rid of this, otherwise I'll get myself a hole in the resin at some point. So let's put the screws inside. Can I find my tool? We're nearly done, guys. We're nearly done. Where did I put my tool? My screwdriver is here. Okay, that's fine. And then we can just put the rubber on, but first we're gonna clean this plastic because it has a little bit of dirt on it, and glue is not going to be as good. Let's give it a quick wipe. Make sure there's no resin around. Right, and let's put that. It has a holes here, so you need to go this way. Let's align this line first. Right. Another an hour and that resin is going to be dry, and I'll be able to cover this up with wood filler and then paint it black, so it's not sticking like a sore thumb. Just gonna remove that paper. Already looking good. Just a little bit of to fill the gap in here, and it's gonna be perfect. Hey, what do you think? Not too bad, not too bad. Now I'll be able to enjoy my dock anywhere, and I can plug it into various chargers using USB Type-C. So, yay, win for me. Why Xiaomi didn't come up with this, I don't know, but I'll fix it. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for popping in, even though the chat was very, very quiet. I know a couple of people were watching. I don't put these streams on the main channel because they kind of, I don't think they're suited for the main channel. But yeah, I'll be doing them from time to time, so if you want to come and join me and, you know, stick around, talk, or just put it on background while you do something and you don't feel alone in your making, feel free. I'm super proud. Okay, I know that was a simple hack, but yeah, why not? I enjoyed it. It was fun to make. And I have another USB Type-C, a USB cable, spare cable that I can repurpose for another project. Ta-da! So tomorrow I'll just do this and post a couple of pictures on my Instagram. That's the plan. And I'll be able to enjoy my new, completely wireless, whatever it's called, dock. It's called a dock. Ta-da. Oh, it looks lovely. Look at this. When you plug in the cable, you barely can tell. So, yeah, good on me. Good on me. Let's last check. That's after epoxied everything. Still can charge it. Yeah, it is charging. Yes. Right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me in. It's nearly midnight here, so I'm just going to head to bed. I've got a busy day tomorrow. So, see you soon.